We'll start with the Flames. They're last in the league right now that had a real tough time scoring goals. What should the level of concern be? Or is there maybe a different way to look at it where it's like, hey, this could be a high pick this year, which could be helpful?
Well, they're 5 games in, right? So nobody's pushing a panic button, but all of the things that we talked about coming into the season are real right now, and they can change. They can flip on a dime here. And, maybe 10 games from now, we're having a completely different conversation. It sounds like Huberdeau is going to be good to go as early as the weekend here. So that'll be good news for the Calgary Flames, or should be, because they can't score. Their offense is dried up. Again, an area that everybody knew was going to have to pick up where it left off at the end of last year. I don't know how you guys would rate goaltending. Cooley looked not bad. I mean, he didn't have a very good preseason, but he didn't look bad. Dustin Wolf is the savior for the Calgary Flames, as he was last year. And I think this is fair in saying that, aside from the first game, he's been average. And unfortunately, when you're not scoring and collectively your goaltending isn't standing on its head and bailing you out of games, you're not left with much. So I wouldn't say that it's panic time yet in Calgary, but 5 games from now, 10 games from now, if they're still in the same situation, they're not scoring, the goaltending is this, and they can't keep the puck out of their own net, then I think the level of concern, at least inside that organization, is going to climb.
I know Rasmus has been the big talking point all year. We don't need to get too far into it, but do you see a world where a trade in the fall makes sense, or is this league always just going to be like new year, see where the standings are, you get better values at the deadline?
Yeah, I mean, that's the way I would still lean. But we also know when you get to U.S. Thanksgiving, many teams look at what they have or don't have, and they're like, all right, maybe we need to do something a little bit more drastic. But the only way that you trade Rasmus Andersson, I think, at that stage, is if somebody steps up with a premium. I know that going into the season, both the player and the Calgary Flames thought that they'd just leave it settle for a while. And we're also open to the idea that, hey, if things go well, maybe better than expected, the door is always open. Now, the smart money is on a Rasmus Andersson trade, and that hasn't changed for me. But there is still that remote possibility that he extends. I mean, you guys be the judge. You scrutinize the Flames a lot closer than I do. He looks pretty good to me, right? I mean, I know he went into training camp with the right frame of mind through the preseason. He can be a bit of a smart aleck from time to time, but he's a gritty dude with a great personality. He's very, very good in that room. But how motivated is he? And in part, that helps explain why he's playing the way he's playing. I think he's playing very, very well. He's in a contract year, and he wants to make sure that he's putting himself in the best environment to collect that big contract, either from Calgary or from another club, and to make sure that the trade interest in him stays as high as it's ever been. And I think that's all real.
Hey, buddies, thanks for watching. We appreciate it. Also, if you could throw in a like and subscribe, it does help us out with what it is we are doing. And check out more at flamesnation.ca.